The giggle of a mysterious puppet is driving the human race insane. Ooh. When the Doctor discovers the return of the terrifying Toymaker. On old Emily in the past, we see in the first Doctor adventure, Celestial Toymaker. He faces a fight he can never win. Welcome, 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 friends and companions. Welcome to the Random Entertainment channel. I am Enigmatic Joker, your host. How are you doing today? Sci-Fi and fantasy fans meet on this channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food and drinks, music and sport. We don't discuss religion and politics here in this channel because we are an entertainment channel. Random, because we will discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies, series, books, and music. Random, because we will broadcast on non-fixed times, actually on many different times. For example, this time. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what a time the broadcast is. Like and subscribe to videos, by the way. Random also because we have no guests or different guests. It depends who wants to join me in the live stream panel. If you want to join me in a live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord or YouTube and we will look what is possible. The Discord server is called, oh what a surprise, Random Entertainment Channel tag Doctor Who. Or you can tag Star Wars or Marvel or music. You will find me. In the description under this video you can find the Discord server link. Today, Doctor Who, the giggle and analysis of this wonderful special episode, special of Doctor Who. But for now, cheers mate, and lots of fun, your host Enigmatic Joker. So, we now dive into this special. The Giggle was the third and final of the 2023 specials of Doctor Who broadcast on last Saturday, 9 December 2023, as part of the 60th anniversary celebrations. The episode notably marked the return of the Toymaker 57 years after his introduction, making him so far the Doctor Who antagonist with the longest gap between TV appearances. While the Toymaker himself had appeared in other media in the following years, the Giggle was the Toymaker's second on-screen appearance after the Celestial Toymaker. That's the adventure with the first Doctor, William Hartnell. So this time with a new appearance portrayed by Neil Patrick Harris, making the Toymaker the second established Doctor Who antagonist to be played by an American actor following Eric Roberts portraying the Master in the Doctor Who movie. The Master himself is also mentioned by name in the story, with it being revealed he had survived his last encounter with the Doctor following his defeat in the power of the Doctor. It challenged the Toymaker to a game in a desperate attempt at preserving his life. But lost, I was imprisoned in the Toymaker's gold tooth. After Toymaker's defeat, the gold tooth containing him is shown by taking by an unknown individual, with the Master's love being provided by Anthony Ainley, Jim Sin, Michel Gomez, and Sacha Dhawan via archived audio. Ooh! So, probably we'll see in series 14. Oh, it's season 1, by the way. Season 1. of the Whoniverse era. We will probably see the Master, and hopefully we'll see the Master. And I'm very curious about who will the actor will be. And by the way, so also another surprise in this story. The story also featured the return of Bonnie Langford as Melanie Bush in her first full story following her cameo in The Power of the Doctor. With this story revealing that Mel now worked for units. I was really surprised to see her in this special. Oh, really wonderful. Most notably, however, the story saw the final on-screen adventure of the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble, and featured the first televised appearance of Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor. However, it notably didn't feature the final appearance of David Tennant as the 14th Doctor himself, following his regeneration in the same sense as a usual regeneration sequence would. Historically, the Giggle introduced the concept and the very first depiction of bigeneration, an extremely rare variant of the regeneration process that splits the previous incarnation of a Time Lord from the succeeding incarnation, allowing both previous and newer incarnations to exist at the same time, with both incarnations retaining all their memories from their past incarnations up to the most current one. Later in this live stream, I will further analyze and explain the bigeneration, but for now, I leave it for what it is. As such, the story features the first B-generation of the Doctor, resulting in the 14th Doctor's regeneration, a story also acting as a multi-Doctor story, and marking the first time since the Doctor Who TV movie that the Doctor regenerates part way through the story rather than at the end. The story also marks the first time that both the preceding and succeeding incarnations of the Doctor are shown to exist within the same timeline, rather than the current incarnation teaming up with the past incarnation during a multi-Doctor event. This also uniquely made the Giggle the first time that a regeneration story also acted as a post-regeneration story. The Giggle also marked the first time that the TARDIS is shown undergoing a beat generation of its own, allowing the 15th Doctor to split his TARDIS in two as his prize for beating the Toymaker, as the effects of his game still lingered for a short while after his defeat, and allowing both Doctors to retain ownership of their TARDIS. With such a unique regeneration resulting in the continuing existence of two different incarnations of the Doctor, the Giggle concluded the 14th Doctor story by showing him be the first incarnation to fully retire from traveling through space and time while letting his successor continue in their place. With the 13th Doctor himself shown being accepted as a surrogate family member of the Nobles and keeping in contact with Mel. It also answered the question as to why the 14th Doctor had regenerated with the face of his 10th incarnation, with Donna believing the Doctor had subconsciously chosen the face of the 10th Doctor so that he could not only find her again, but finally settle down into a normal life. This would make it the second time the Doctor had subconsciously regenerated into a familiar face following the 12th Doctor, having the same face as Lobus Cecilius after subconsciously regenerating with that face for a specific purpose. So, that was a brief thing about this special. Now we will dive into the. No, first I will discuss what you earlier said, the bi-generation thing. So, bi-generation is a variant of the regeneration which the Doctor believed to be a myth, but instead of the, one incarnation directly transforming into the next, Regeneration caused the new incarnation to split from the previous, allowing the two to become independent beings. While playing with the Toymaker, who could alter physical reality to his whims, the 14th Doctor regenerated after being gradually wounded by a galvanic beam. This resulted in him continuing to exist as an incarnation, distinct from a newly created 15th Doctor, from his personal future. The process was assisted by Donna Noble and Melanie Bush, who each grabbed and pulled the Doctor's arms to separate the two incarnations, who both retained all their memories and cast the garments the Doctor had on when the process occurred to separate randomly between each Doctor, leaving both partly clothed. The 15th Doctor also benefited from the time 14th Doctor would go on to spend on Earth with a noble family, remarking that Time Lords do rehab out of order. The 15th Doctor later caused the TARDIS to undergo a bi-generation of its own, using the fact that he had won a prize for defeating the Toymaker, so that both Doctors had their own TARDISes. He was able to accomplish this as a Toymaker, and his rule still lingered for a few moments after his defeat. So this is a little bit different than the regeneration. A little bit more explanation about this. So it's a new thing about the regeneration and bi-generation thing, and you can ask. Uh, so there's some change in this series for now. Um, that is a thing Canon is about Canon, and I will discuss a little bit about Canon sideways. Hello, Islin Burkholder. Welcome. Canon is a fan-based ID that exists in a unique way within the Doctor Who fandom. So the degree to which a concept can be defined meaningfully for Doctor Who media is a subject of long-standing debates, but it is most commonly summarized as what a fan considers or ought to consider to form part of the Doctor Who universe. I will explain Doctor Who universe later, that term, in this stream. Which sources describe events that really happened in this imaginary construct and which do not. Despite this being a personal choice, it has been discussed and argued about in practically every Doctor Who related forum or message board that has existed on the internet, also on YouTube. Literary canon of Doctor Who in an academic theory, canon refers to a body of work in an established body of literature that can be drawn upon by future installments in the same broader tradition. In this sense, Doctor Who objectively has a canon in the sense of later stories drawing upon the concepts and imagery of earlier works. Um, a good demonstration of this principle may be the methods of Peter Cushing's Doctor Who in Doctor Who of the Daleks and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD in the 60s, the movies, due to being retellings of the TV stories of Daleks and the Dalek Invasion of Earth, which basically contradicted the television version of events, are often considered extra canonical, and in the continuity sense of the term. However, these stories still exist and have not been ignored by even the BBC. A short story starring this Doctor Who notably appeared in the BBC books shortly after anthology short strips and sidesteps featuring Doctor Who, and critics have noted clear influences by the movies on the imagery of the seventh Stephen Moffat era of Doctor Who, from the vibrant color of the Doctor Stardust to the fairy tale atmosphere to even the details of Matt Smith's physical performances as Doctor owing something to Cushing. By the way, he was a fan of Cushing, Peter Cushing, Mick Smith. As narrative history, the fact that it exists is enough to consider it part of the canon, in the sense that elements might make their way into future productions. The Dalek spacecraft of the Daleks were worked into CGI replacement shots on the DVD of the Dalek invasion of Earth, and then further into television stories such as The Parting of the Ways. Again, this is an example of narrative continuity within the show rather than as an established canon. In the universe city, acknowledgement by BBC or lecture of, and unlike the principal rights holders of other popular science fiction and fantasy universes, such as Star Trek or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings universes, the British Broadcasting Corporation has never made a pronouncement about what is or is not canon for Doctor Who. So that leads us to this hypothetical thing, and that is that my statement, my the things I can analyze from this, that the BBC never. Oh, sorry. That the sorry. Okay, back to what I was saying. The BBC never acknowledged for the BBC has never made a pronouncement about what is or is not canon for Doctor Who. So my um, objective analysis is that is for the fan to decide what is canon or not, and that differs from fan to fan. Every fan has his own opinion about what is canon or not. So there is not such thing as that a showrunner destroys a canon. It is for the fan to decide what is canon or not. You can decide if this is canon or that is canon. If it's canon that adds something to the canon, or it is something that is for an universe is for a that it is canon for a parallel universe. So, but in the case is that Doctor Who, in fact, is in different universes, multiverse. So in every universe there can probably be for a fan another canon. It's for you to decide what canon for which universe. That is the that is the reason why I like this show so much. You can really decide as a fan for yourself what is canon, what is not, what is non-canon. You can for every universe you can decide that. And that's how I like the term now, the new term, Doctor Who Universe. And so I will explain that. Um, the classic Doctor Who was from 1963 to 1996. 1996 was the Doctor Who movie with Paul McGann. That is the classic era. Then we have the new Who, the modern era. That is from 2005, the Ninth Doctor, to 2022, the 13th Doctor, Toymaker. Now we are in a new era, and that is now starting 2023, the Whoniverse era. And these three specials we have seen on screen, are really a kickoff of this new era. So I'm not surprised that I saw some surprises in the third special, the Giggle. because you need some new things in canon or non-canon. What is it for you to decide? You need some more new things. You need to do some new things to kick off a new era of Doctor Who. So you need some changes or add to canon. And I must repeat myself again, it is for you to decide what is canon or not. It is your show. And what I really like the show is the variety of things you can choose on. So, a multiverse, that's interesting. Doctor Universe, sometimes abbreviated Whoniverse or DWU, DWU, is a term used by fans and increasingly the mainstream press to describe the shared fictional universe in which Doctor Who and its related spin-offs and what other related series takes place. So, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, Class. The also Big Finish, and so on and so on. You can also add a K9 TV series from Australia. Okay. So the term notably does not limit itself to the Doctor's universe in terms of the in-universe definition of those terms, instead including the full breadth of the reality in which the Doctor exists, including the multiverse. They inhabit Pete's world, that's parallel universe world, is well established to be part of the multiverse despite being separate from the Doctor's universe. Much like the related term of canon, its scope is somewhat debated by fans, that I have already mentioned. Fans often disagree about whether some stories and series are considered part of the Doctor Who universe, and some dispute the concept's meaning or utility altogether. However, the concept potentially includes all the video, prose, audio, and comic-based series. So, again, much like canon, consumers of Doctor Who related media are free to decide for themselves what stories are part of the Doctor Who universe, or indeed whether the concept exists at all in a meaningful fashion. And again, the BBC has never made a definite pronouncement on the concept of canon for Doctor Who. This is notably because in order to build a fictional universe, you need to have an established list of stories that act as the building block. Thousands of contributors to its mythos, its universe, which each new story being a new contribution for the universe. The actual phrase "Doc Universe" or Whoniverse are terms that are used frequently throughout in BBC publications. In many BBC publications, they have phrased the continual development of the Doctor Who universe in terms of continuing adventures, rather than a prescribed universe. So, in order to develop further and show, you need also some ads, some change. Okay, that's enough for what about Canon and Whoniverse. So we will go back to the Giggle, the special of the Giggle. So we have now laid the foundation about quick some notions about this special. Also laid a foundation about the whole thing about canon and Whoniverse. So we leave that for now. We go to the plot. We dive into the plot. So spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the special yet, please watch the special, the Giggle, because I will now dive into the plots. Let's go! So, in 1925 Soho, Charles Banerjee enters a toy store to purchase a Stooky Bill ventriloquist dummy. And the store's owner is delighted to learn why Banerjee wants the doll. His employee, John Logie Baird, needs a subject to test his newest invention. Baird and Banerjee place the dummy's head before the camera and begins the test. The first ever television recording. The camera wheels spin and the bright lights burn, and to the accompaniment of an arpeggiated giggle, the dummy bursts into flames. Following their return from the edge of the universe, the 14th Doctor and Donna Noble find a 2023 London plagued by chaotic energy. A man annoyed by cars driving in his way tells the Doctor that everybody on Earth believes themselves to be right all the time and that arguing drives them into a rage. Unit arrives on the scene and takes the Doctor and Donna to Unit's HQ, where they are reunited with Shirley and Bingham and Kate Lethbridge Stewart, both inoculated to the chaos thanks to a unit created armband called a ZDEX. The Doctor deduces that he and the Flinks are immune due to their alienness, as are Donna and Melanie Bush, who recently joined units, benefiting from the effects of a long-term TARDIS travel. Kate orders her ZDEX deactivated to demonstrate the consequences. No longer suppressed, a distorted brainwave not previously present makes her paranoid and vengeful. Analyzing the waveform and playing it as a sound. The group discovers its correspondence to the giggle accompanying the Stooky Bill recording. The recording has been hidden in every screen since, only triggered when the launch of the COSAT 5 satellite finally connected all of humanity to the internet. The Doctor and Donna track back to 1925, searching for the cause of madness sweeping humanity, and trace Stooky Bill to the toy store, entering it. The Doctor runs into the owner, the Toymaker. He recognizes old foe, let into the world due to his invocation of a superstition. A line of salt at the edge of the universe. We have seen that in Wild Blue Yonder, the second special of 2023 specials. The Doctor chases the Toymaker, telling Donna to return to the TARDIS. Donna insists on staying with him, and the two become trapped in the Toymaker's funhouse labyrinth, stumbling around and eventually becoming separated. The Doctor encounters Banerjee, turned into a marionette who dances on the Toymaker's command after losing a game to remove the giggle in his head. Donna encounters Stooky's Bill living doll family and breaks them as they try to eat her. Okay. The Doctor and Donna reunite and find themselves the guests of honor at the Toymaker's puppet show. An attempt to recount to Donna the Doctor's adventures since leaving her. The Toymaker portrays the deaths of Amy Pond, Clara Oswald, and Bill Potts, the Doctor objecting that none of them died under his care. All three lived on in some form. The Toymaker is dismissive and treats the nitpicking with contempt, mentioning how the flux ravaged the universe under the Doctor's watch. Unable to take more, the Doctor challenges the Toymaker to a game. Toymaker accepts, bragging as they prepare about his fun since arriving in the universe. He has defeated God and turned him into a jack in the box, made a jigsaw out of the Doctor's history, and become the Master's last hope of life, sealing him inside a gold tooth when he lost his own game. There was one person the Toymaker did not face, the one who waits. Who is that? But he considers that a game for another day. The one who waits. Who is that? So, I really hope we will see, we will that the reveal of the one who waits will be seen in season one of the Whoniverse era. So the Doctor and Toymaker decide on a game. A simple cut of the deck where the highest card wins. The Doctor turns over an 8, then the Toymaker unveils a king. As the Toymaker moves to claim his prize, the Doctor points out that long ago he won their game. The two are therefore tied, and per the rules of the game, a third game is required. The Toymaker agrees and disappears, causing the labyrinth to collapse around the Doctor and Donna and the toy store to fold into a small toy box. The duo escape, realizing the Toymaker intends to play the third game in the present day. Unit Haikyuu. In 2023, Unit manages to shoot down the COSAT 5 satellite using their galvanic beam, breaking the satellite chain, triggering the Giggle. The Doctor arrives and hands Mel the toy box, warning Unit to be careful. The Toymaker is an elemental force who can meddle with reality, stepping from 1925 to the present as if walking through a door. The Toymaker promptly walks through a door he creates in the middle of the room, performing a song and dance number. Unit's attempts to interfere are completely ineffective. Their soldiers collapsing into bouncy balls upon touching him, and their bullets becoming harmless rose petals. The Toymaker disappears through the floor before materializing on the helipad manning the galvanic beam. Doctor begs the Toymaker to stop, offering to leave with him to take their game to the stars. The Toymaker is tempted but declines. He considers Earth the ultimate playground. The Doctor demands that the Toymaker finish their game, prompting the Toymaker to shoot him through his stomach with a galvanic beam. As he played the first game with one Doctor and the second with this Doctor, rules dictate that the third Doctor must play the third game. The Doctor begins to regenerate, saying a final allons-y. However, when he accepts the change, the regeneration light dies away. He asks Donna and Mel, holding his hands, to pull on him. Something feels different this time. The Doctor splits apart in a shimmer of regeneration energy. One Doctor being the 14th Doctor and the other the 15th. The Doctor excitedly greet each other and push on one another to separate. The 15th Doctor quickly dispels everyone's confusion. It seems to have bigenerated, something Time Lords thought a myth. The Doctors both challenge the Toymaker to a game. Again. They strike down his protest that this is cheating. The 15th Doctor was brought into the game according to the rules. Toymaker begrudgingly begins a high-stakes take on one man's oldest game, the game of catch, where the first player to drop the ball loses. Try a dash across the helipad, tossing the ball back and forth, barely catching it many times, before the Toymaker misses a throw that falls into the city below. Doctors, the winners, the 14th Doctor claims his prize, forever banishing the Toymaker from existence. The Toymaker cries out that his legions will come for them before falling up like a paper doll and sliding inside his toy box. His unit takes to the deepest vault to bind in salt as the waveform dissipates. The Toymaker's gold tooth that contained the master is picked up by a mysterious woman as the love of various incarnations of the master is heard. Inside the TARDIS, the Doctors discuss how life will work with two Doctors simultaneously existing. The 15th Doctor insists that he is only stable because the 14th Doctor spent time recovering from the Doctor's heavy experiences in their prior incarnations. Donna supports this, believing the 14th Doctor regenerated into a form near identical to the 10th Doctor, as a subconscious sign to come home and rest. The 14th Doctor reluctantly agrees but hesitates to part with the TARDIS. The 15th Doctor realizes the Toymaker's domain might be lingering, that he hasn't claimed his prize. He retrieves a mallet from under the TARDIS platform and hits the TARDIS, forging a new one. 14th Doctor bids farewell to his successor, both hugging each other and leaving by saluting each other. He boards new TARDIS, which contains a jukebox. It dematerializes, leaving the original TARDIS with 14th Doctor. The 14th Doctor decides to live on Earth with the nobles for the time being. He has a meal with them and Mel, recounting tales of his adventures. He remarks to Donna that he is the happiest he has been in his entire life because he finally knows what he has been fighting for, a normal life with a family. Elsewhere, the 15th Doctor travels into the unknown. His next adventures soon to come. Yes, on Christmas Day, 25th of December. The, and it's called Church on Ruby Road, I think. So, that was the plot. So, we already mentioned some cast members of this episode. I will again mention some cast members. Not all, but some significant. The Doctor, played by David Tennant. Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate. The Toymaker, played by Neil Patrick Harris. Kate Ledbridge Stewart, played by Gemma Redgrave. Melanie Bush, played by Bonnie Langford. The voice of the Flinks was Nicholas Briggs. Sean Temple, played by Carl Collins. Sylvia Noble, played by Jacqueline King. And Rose Noble, played by Yasmin Fenny. And introducing Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. The 15th Doctor. Also had some uncredited cast. Wilfred Mott, Bernard Cribbins from Argif voice. First Doctor, William Hartnell. Toymaker by Michael Couch. Three-Must Master by Anthony Andy. The Saxon Master by John Sim. Missy played by Michelle Gomez. And Spy Master played by Sasha Dewan. Uncredited cast, but good to mention them. Some world building. The regeneration. So, again, degeneration is introduced as a myth and a form of regeneration that results in timeless child species and Time Lords splitting into their current incarnation and the one they would have become. It doesn't result in temporal paradoxes as they are both the concurrent versions of the same person. The Doctor remarks to Donna that he is a billion years old. It's unclear, by the way, if he takes into account the 4.5 billion years he spent into the confession dial as seen in Hellbent 12 Doctor. What? Oh well. The Toymaker remarks that he made a jigsaw out of Doctor's history, implying that he is, at the very least, partly responsible for any inconsistencies and changes in the Time Lord's past, such as his origins and the history of the Timeless Child. So, that's that is for you. I will repeat this. This is very important. The Toymaker remarks that he made a jigsaw out of the Doctor's history, implying that he is, at the very least, partly responsible for any inconsistencies and changes in Time Lord's past, such as his origins and the history of the Timeless Child. So, if you want, if you think as a fan that canon is destroyed to the story of the Timeless Child, this is your rescue. This repairs for these sort of fans who don't like the Timeless Child arc. Here's the repair. So, but if you are a fan who likes the Timeless Child arc, you can also use it. If you like the arc of Timeless Child, you can actually build on that further for yourself. So you can decide for yourself now what do what can what to do with Timeless Child story. It's for you to decide. As I said earlier, said in this live stream in beginning, it's for you to decide what is canon or not canon. That is the strength. That's the strength of the show. That's the our that is the reason I like the show. You can choose for yourself as a fan what is canon or not canon, and you can actually use for yourself. Use for yourself some. You can actually you can use for yourself your own story of. You can create your own story of the Doctor by selecting your own stories you have seen or heard. And so, yeah, that is what really good about this whole thing. About this, so the problem is solved about canon or non-canon, or the whole thing about Timeless Child. So it is for you to decide to accept Timeless Child or not. But in this real thing about the Toymaker, again, I will repeat it less time. The Toymaker remarks that he made a jigsaw out of the Doctor's history, implying that he is, at the very least, partly responsible for any inconsistencies and changes in Time Lord's past, such as the origins and the history of the Timeless Child. So, here you are. That solves everything. That solves everything. So you can choose, you can decide for you what I want further, what do I want next of Doctor Who. So, further on, the Doctor still remembers key things that happened in his past lives, such as his exile period, working for UNIT, the key to Time Quest, the events of Logipolis, Edric's death, the Let's Cry Tamor, his wife River Song, the passing of Sarah James Smith, and losing Rose Tyler. The 15th Doctor seemingly has no knowledge of events that have not yet happened to the 14th Doctor, specifically calling out that the 15th is emotionally stable because the 14th Doctor takes time to fix himself. So that's about the Doctor. So, people. There are some people mentioned. Sarah James Smith is confirmed dead by 2023. Sarah James Smith was, by the way, played by Elizabeth Sladen. Toymaker says he returns the Guardians of Time into voodoo dolls. And the Guardians of Time, that was a previous story. We see that in the past the stories of Doctor Who. For example, the Rebus operation, also known as the Council of Guardians, Black and White Guardian. But it's not. It's much too far to discuss. It goes much too far to discuss the Guardians of Time. But you can actually watch, especially the Key to Time season. Um, what was the season? Oh yeah, the season 16 of season 16 of the Classic Who in the Fourth Doctor Adventures in the Key to Time is it called. So you can really look for some stories about the Guardians of Time. So the master was close to dying and begged the Toymaker to save his life if he won a game. He lost the game and was imprisoned in the Toymaker's gold tooth. Also, reference to Sebulon Glitz. Sebulon Glitz died at the age of 101 after tripping over a whiskey bottle. He had a Viking-themed funeral. And Bush actually told the doctor about this. So, music. Yes, the Toymaker has the Spice Girls song Spice Up Your Life playing when he breaks into unit to torment everyone. And when the Doctor starts to regenerate, the music from the Parting of the Ways, when the Ninth Doctor regenerated, is briefly heard. And I'm thinking about units when. Pardon? Um, about unit? When setting up the template in the subframe, Donna asks Mel if it's static or dynamic. She responds that it is the latter, as unit uses triads. In London, in Albion Chambers, an alleyway located in 1925 Soho, the Doctor and Donna pass posters for Henrik's A School of Motoring. So, also some notes I have. Um, this story's upcoming debut was mentioned alongside the other 2023 specials in a non-fiction feature back in business published in Doctor Who Official Annual 2024 on 7th of September 2023. Next note. Russell D. Davies was inspired when researching John Logie Baird during the production of Nolly to write an episode around the puppet. He later realized that a 2-foot tall puppet wouldn't be the intimidating foe, so he decided to use the Toymaker as the antagonist. Third note. Bernard Cribbins was originally intended to appear in the Giggle as Wilfred Moth. However, his health prevented him from doing so, making his final acting performance prior to his death. Wilfred still appears briefly in the episode through use of a stand-in actor and archive audio from the Poison Sky. Fourth note. This is the only post 2005 regeneration episode not to feature either the Daleks or the Master, not counting the appearance of the Toymaker's gold tooth. The Toymaker claims the Master is trapped inside. Fifth note. Discounting special cases of TV Time in Irani and TV Doctor Who, the regeneration scene occurs much earlier than in most regeneration stories. However, being a bi-generation, it's a unique circumstance and it's not actually a change of appearance that takes place, but rather a new incarnation is split from the former. The sixth note. After the bi-generation splits, the 14th Doctor and 15th Doctors into two separate entities. The English UK captions on Disney Plus version incorrectly identity the 14th Doctor as the 10th. And the seventh note, Davies revealed in his in-version commentary that the Giggle almost included a scene which mentioned Reverend not passing, saying it was immensely sad, it was beautiful, and it was very much a reaction to what had literally just happened. Because it felt very, very strange, so I felt like we had to acknowledge it. And mentioned that it was Phil Collins who prevented the scene from happening, which Davies agreed was the right decision. There are also some myths about this whole thing. Donna would that there were some myths before the special that Donna would regenerate into the 15th Doctor instead of the 14th Doctor. And this theory gained some attention before the airing of the 2023 specials, but was proven false during the first special. All other myth, the Toymaker will be revealed as the reason for the 13th Doctor having the same face as the 10th. And no connection was made between the two, ultimately proving it as a false. And the third myth was that the 14th Doctor's regeneration would go wrong, causing the 15th Doctor physically separate from the 14th, resulting in both incarnations existing at the same time. This was partially true, as instead of the regeneration going wrong, the 14th Doctor underwent a brain generation that resulted in remaining split from the 15th Doctor, delaying his physical change until after his healing with the nobles. So, then the continuity. The official NLL 2024 contains several works of fiction which teased some of the characters in the Giggle. The short story First Day of the Doctor contained an obscured snippet of a page of the 15th Doctor's diary, containing a quote of his line. Someone tell me what the hell is going on here? The spot difference puzzle, Double Danger, depicted the Doctor asking an individual for help, with a then unnamed version of the Toymaker's portrait by Neil Patrick Harris. Also, colorized footage from the celestial Toymaker is shown when the Doctor identifies the Toymaker. One of the scenes appeared at the end of the Daleks in color. And so, when units retrieve the TARDIS, they pick it up with a helicopter to transport it. Something the group have done before in the Day of the Doctor, and did that in heaven. And when seeing Kate, the Doctor recalls how her father, Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart, once ran a unit and worked to keep it a secret, as depicted in much of the Third Doctor's era from Spirit from Space to Planet of the Spiders, as well as the Fourth Doctor's era from Robots to Terror of the Zygons. Next. And notes that the South Korean satellite was not emitting a mind control link the way the Sexus Masters Archangel network once controlled the human race in the sound of the drums. Next. Kate recalls how Unit has fought Yetis in the invasion, clones in the Days of Doctor, and the Zygon invasion, robots in robots, and insects in the Great and the Green Death. Another is the 14th Doctor once more wears his glasses, as shown in the Star Beast and Wild Blue Yonder. Not another continuity. Kate recalls that she knows the Doctor has two hearts and can change his face, as depicted in the Power of Three, the Day of the Doctor, and the Power of the Doctor. Another thing, Mel mentions Kate Lethbridge Stewart offering her a job, which was alluded to at the support group meeting in the Power of the Doctor. Another, Donna notes that she wasn't the first red-haired person to travel with the Doctor after meeting Mel. Dreamlord once informed Amy Pond that she shouldn't believe that she's the first red-haired person to travel with the Doctor, noting Queen Elizabeth the first also wrongly thought so, as depicted in Amy's Choice. Another thing, Donna is also offered a job at Unit, having lost her last one prior to the events of Star Beast. Another, Kate remains the head of unit, a position she has held since the Power of Three. She has also reverted to using her full name, the same name the character was introduced under in Downtime. Another, Trinity Wells appears as a news presenter again, but this time on her own eponymous news program. She previously worked for American news networks in World War III, Doomsday, Poison Sky, and the End of Time. Another, Shirley Ann Bingham, is still unit's scientific advisor, as seen in the Star Beast. Another, the Doctor recalls how Donna is the fastest keyboard typer in London. Donna prided herself on being able to type 100 words per minute while working as a temp in Chiswick, as shown in The Runaway Bride at Journey's End. Another, the Toymaker remarks how the last human picks up the skull of his enemy and the last ball on Earth before its destruction in the year 5 billion. Ninth Doctor once showed the Earth's destruction during that year to Rose Tyler in The End of the World. Donna recalls her and the Doctor facing the Ood in the Planet of the Ood, Devros and the Daleks, of New Dalek Empire in Stolen Earth, the opposing partners in crime, and the Daleks' use of the reality bomb in Journey's End. Another, the Doctor recalls how he played a game at the edge of the universe playing the Nothings in Wild Blue Yonder, which he believed allowed the Toymaker into the universe. He blames his error on him becoming clever, something the Tenth Doctor lamented as one of his greatest flaws in the End of Time. Kate remarks how with all of the world's leaders succumbing to the Toymaker's control, they need permission from the Doctor to destroy the satellites. The Doctor has functioned as an emergency world-leading authority before, notably being president of the world on multiple occasions during his 12th incarnation, Death in Heaven, the Zygon inversion, and a pyramid at the end of the world. Even though it's not stated as such in the Giggle, the fact that the Doctor has given said permission would only mean that the Doctor has in fact reassumed his position as president of the world. And another continuity. Mel informs the Doctor about her traveling with Glitz and eventually leaving him as depicted in Head Games. Another, Donna mentions how the Doctor tends to keep traveling, refusing to confront or think back on things that have happened to him. Therefore, once made this observation that the Doctor keeps running because he dare not look back in Journey's End, as did Tectuan in Survivors of the Flux. Also, the Toymaker recalls that the Doctor met Amy Pond in 11th Hour, soon after his final encounter with Donna and her family in the End of Time. Another thing, Toymaker mocks the Doctor's treatment of his companions, notably Amy Pond's demise against the Weeping Angels in Angels Take Manhattan, Clara Oswald's encounter with the Raven in Face the Raven, Bill Potts' fall to Cybermen during the Battle of Floor 0507 in the Doctor Falls, and then the universe suffering during the Flux event in the Vanquishers. Another thing, the Doctor is aware of the survival of Bill's consciousness, which the 12th Doctor learned in Twice Upon a Time, and Clara surviving in her last second of life, which the Doctor remembered in Twice Upon a Time after losing his memory of it in Hellbent. Another thing, the Doctor and Toymaker recall their previous game, where the Doctor won and escaped the Toymaker's control in the Celestial Toymaker. And colorized footage from the story is played when the Doctor recognizes him. Again, the Doctor notes that the Doctor was a different Doctor when they last met, recalling how their first encounter in Celestial Toymaker was with the first Doctor. Another thing, while playing the second game, the Toymaker reveals he played a game against the dying Master and trapped him in his golden tooth. The Master was previously seen dying after his first fight against the 13th Doctor in the Power of the Doctor. Furthermore, a hand picks up the golden tooth containing the Master's incense, recalling a similar situation after Saxon's Master's demise in the Lust of the Time Lords. Another, The Doctor remarks to Donna that he used to believe he was always right, remarking he has a sense of arrogance typical of his younger selves, recalling how he previously stated similar remarks in Time Crash and Twice Upon a Time. Another footage of Rose Noble during the garden party at the Noble's home was used in the pre-title sequence of the Star Beast. This episode contextualizes the footage not as a flashback but actually as a flash forward. Some of the set dressing in the episode contains Easter eggs to previous stories and people. Posters seen around 1925 so for Henrik's department store Rose Tyler would worked for in Rose. And although not visible in the final cut of the episode, one building was given Sanderson and Granger branding that the department store the 11th Doctor briefly worked for in closing time. And also the building next door to the Toymaker's Emporium carries the name Rates, which could be a reference to former controller of BBC One Michael Great. Another, the 13th Doctor makes an offer to fight across the cosmos and conquer it with the Toymaker in an effort to make him leave Earth and humanity alone. He once made a similar proposal as his 10th incarnation to the Section Master in The Sound of Drums, which he also turned down. His offer to help rather than fight also mirrors how his 10th incarnation tried to save Davros at Junior's end, as his war incarnation before in the third fight when, and also how his 11th incarnation tried to stop Rosanna Cavery from taking her own life in The Vampires of Venice. Another thing, when he starts to regenerate, Mel remarks that all of the Doctor's past selves were fantastic. This was the catchphrase of the Ninth Doctor. Many times, as in Dalek and the Doctor Dances, he also said it about himself, also when regenerating in the parting of the ways. Again, and when he starts to regenerate, the 14th Doctor remarked, it does not feel like dying, contrasting how the 10th Doctor thought it did in the end of time. Honor. When he regenerates, the 14th Doctor says, here we go again. Allons-y. The former was uttered by Alistair Gordon Lesber Stewart when seeing the third Doctor beginning to regenerate in Planet of the Spiders, and also by Madame Vostra when she saw the newly regenerated 12th Doctor in template. The latter is a catchphrase. This and his 10th incarnation enjoyed saying in multiple adventures like Force of the David, Midnight, and the Star Beast. Another thing about upon generating, the 14th Doctor remarks that it feels different this time. These are the exact same words the 5th Doctor said just before changing into the 6th Doctor in the case of Androzani. Another, the bait generation allows an incarnation of the Doctor to remain with a companion, whilst another continues to travel with the universe. This echoes the 10th Doctor's aborted regeneration, which created the Magic Crisis Doctor, who stayed with Rose Tyler in Journey's End. Another thing, the Toymaker recalls facing the Guardians of Time, the Masters of Reality depicted in the Rivers operation. The 15th Doctor recalls how so much suffering has impacted the 14th Doctor. Dalek Supreme's plan with the Time Destructor hinted through the name of Malvik Chen in the Dalek's Master Plan, being put on trial in the War Games, and again in Deadly Assassin as well as an epic one from a mysterious planet to the ultimate foe, his time on Earth from Spirit from Space to the Three Doctors, his quest for the key to time from the Rivers operation to the Armageddon Factor, the destruction around Logopolis in Logopolis, Adam's death during the 25-26 cyber invasion of Earth in Earthshock, fighting the gods of Ragnarok in the greatest show in the galaxy, the time war from the night of the Doctor to the day of the Doctor. The total collapse event incident hinted through mentioning the Pandorica from the Pandorica Opens to the Big Bang, Flux in the Halloween Apocalypse to the Vanquishers, losing Rose Tyler to a parallel universe during the Battle of Canary Wharf in Doomsday, River's Song from Silence in the Rivalry to the husbands of River's Song, and Sarah Jane Smith having passed away in Farewell, Sarah Jane. So much suffering. En dan The 14th Doctor remains more open with his emotions, stating he loves Wilf and Donna, especially said in Starbeast and Wild Blue Yonder. He even remarks that he loved Sarah Jane Smith and Rose Tyler, something the 10th Doctor always struggled to say, as seen in Doomsday and Jury's End. Another thing, Donna summarizes Donna surmises that the 14th Doctor revisited his 10th incarnation phase to allow him to recover. The curator once told the 11th Doctor, after Gallifrey's salvation, he would revisit the phases as seen in the Day of the Doctor, which the 12th Doctor also realized in The Girl Who Died. Another, 14th Doctor retires to live a normal life so he can rehabilitate before becoming the 15th Doctor. The Doctor has previously dreaded the idea of living a normal life as seen in Rose in the Impossible Planet. The Doctor outright believed that he could never have one, as seen in School's reunion, Judy's End and the God Complex. Joan Redfern, by the way, commented the Doctor could never have one in the Family of Blood. The 11th Doctor once believed that in his final days he may retire and take up watercolor or beekeeping, as seen in The Name of the Doctor. Another thing, the Beat generation from the Toymaker's meddling allows the 14th Doctor to retain memories of meeting his successive incarnation. Younger incarnations of the Doctor have previously been unable to do this because of the loss of time, as seen in numerous multi-Doctor stories like The Three Doctors, Five Doctors, The Day of Doctor, and Twice Upon a Time. Also, the 15th Doctor nearly leaves without saying goodbye, something the Doctor used to do because he doesn't like endings, as noted in Robot, School Reunion, Judgment of the Udun, and The Name of the Doctor. Another thing, the 14th Doctor mentions a species that communicates with their eyebrows, which the 3rd Doctor also did in Spirit from Space. Another, the 14th Doctor remarks that he has ended up with a family, fulfilling Sarah Jane's remarks that he did have a family he could spend time with through his companions, as seen in Journey's End. And the last one, the voices of multiple incarnations of the Master are heard from a Toymaker's gold tooth when it is released, as Professor Yana had experienced when scrutinizing the Fopwatch containing the War Master in Utopia. Incidentally, both instances featured the laughter of the Dreamless Master. So, that was a really big analysis. And then I will give my ratings to this special. My rating for this special is a 7.5. Yes, a 7.5. And then the strong thing about this episode is the acting and the surprises. So I have given my ratings to different specials, last live streams. I will give new ratings for the specials, and I will give an average rating for the whole Doctor Who 2023 specials. The third place, the Starbeast, a 7. On the second place, the Giggle, a 7.5. And the last one, on number 1 for me, is Wild Blue Yonder, 8.5. This is conclusion. I give this Doctor Who 2023 specials. I gave it an 8. That's the average rating for all the 3 specials. And again, the third place is for Starbeast. The second place is for the Giggle. And most favorite special of this Doctor Who 2023 specials is Wild Blue Yonder. My most favorite special. So, this was a long stream. A long analysis of this this special. So we are looking forward to the Christmas special. Yes, the Christmas special. We will see the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa. The Christmas special, of course, on 25th of December. You can see that for the UK and Ireland. You can see that on BBC One, BBC iPlayer. Outside of UK and Ireland, on Disney Plus. The Christmas special is called The Church on Ruby Road. And we are also looking forward to season 1 of the universe, or if you want to call it series 15, you could call it series 13, whatever. When the season 1 of the universe era will start in 2024, I don't know. Maybe we will know after the Christmas special of 2023. So, this was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. And actually, I did more than an analysis of this wonderful special, The Giggle. I did also, I did also talk about Canon and about Whoniverse. So talked about by generation. But you can, you can put your comments under this video. And next time we will do a live stream about the personality of 13th Doctor, because we are now um, now next time I will do a live stream about the 14th Doctor, because the 14th Doctor now is for now it's the story ends or not. Oh, whatever. I don't know. Okay, delete. Next time we do a live stream about the personality of 14th Doctor. Yes. Oh, I will regenerate now into the 15th Doctor. Yes, because this is now our Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, the 15th Doctor. And also there is a companion. There's the already the campaign is known. It is Um, Ruby. Campaign will be Ruby, but we will see that in the Christmas special. Um, okay, like this video, subscribe to this channel. It's my dream to have at least 500 subscribers. So I want because I want to be a full time YouTuber. Um, and I see that there are some things you can actually can you can yeah, you have more possibilities when you have more subscribers. You can do more things, and so I want to expand. I want to extend. So I need that at least 500 subscribers for this channel to do things and the idea and develop the ideas I have for this channel. Also, you are very welcome to join me on Discord, Random Entertainment channel. I'm really working hard behind the scenes to really make it all work, and it's really under construction. But you are welcome. In the future, I need more people who are contributing to this. But also on the YouTube, you are welcome to join the panel, the live streams, and then we can discuss these sort of things about Doctor Who, but also other things. The random Discord channels also to discuss about music, also discuss about sports, discuss about food and drinks, and also other things. So really, I'm open for growth and open for ideas. So more franchises now, especially we are. I have a category Doctor Who. I have a category on Discord, Whoniverse, and there are have this category has some channels on it where I discuss classic Who, new Who, Whoniverse era, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, a class, and so on and so on. And so, but in the future, I will put more categories. For example, for Star Wars, if people want that, or other franchises, you can name it. You can name it. You are my guest, and I am your host, Enigmatic Choker. So you are very welcome to join me in the live streams. As feel free to contact me via Discord and YouTube. We look what is possible. I already mentioned that, and you can join me in the panel here in the live stream. Where you can also join the chat, of course, always. And on Discord, we are also you can join on the text chat and the voice chat. Everything is possible, but let's stay. We will stay in contact. And again, you are important as a fan, and you decide what is canon or not. That is the privilege, and that's the special thing about Doctor Who. You can decide for yourself what is canon, what is not, and you can use your own story for the Doctor. You can select your stories and make your own Doctor Who story. That is why it's called Whoniverse. Whoniverse. It's eternal. It's eternal with much possibilities, much universes, much stories to join. The adventures of the Doctor. The Doctor is really a good person. Every incarnation has its own unique things. Every fan has his own favorite Doctor or Doctors. It's possible in this show. So that is very important to know. This is my yeah. That's the reason I like Doctor Who. And also, it is also important to really enjoy it and pick out what is for you so important for you. Stay passionate about Doctor Who, and I am passionate about Doctor Who. I'm enthusiastic about Doctor Who, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Doctor Who because I see more possibilities now for this show. It's not the end, my friends and companions. We are going forwards to more the next 60 years of Doctor Who. We are now 60 years of Doctor Who with much pleasure, much good adventures to enjoy. And for the future, we have episodes to enjoy. So I'm really looking forward for the future of Doctor Who and the more possibilities and the more things to add on this wonderful story of this traveling doctor in his TARDIS. Hi, yeah, very good. Yes. Oh, I'm still talking. Yeah, but I'm so excited about this show. I cannot. My words are not enough to say what Doctor Who means for me in many ways. It's so important for me, and I'm so enthusiastic. My fire is more and more burning for this show because of all the possibilities that are now open. And I already explained that in this live stream about Canon and multiverse and things. There are so much possibilities that you can still that really show that this show is alive and kicking. Yes, it's really kicking. So I want to encourage you to keep the passion in your heart for Doctor Who, to keep the fire burning, and to make content on YouTube for Doctor Who because it is worth. The Doctor is worth. I love the Doctor, all of them. So, with this said, I want to say to you, see you next time. Next time's lifetime will be, yes, the personality of 14th Doctor. Okay. Cheers, mate. And lots of fun. Here, your host, Enigmatic Joker. Bye bye.